Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And I can't believe it, but I'm finished. So I read my last Ian Fleming book. Can you believe it? I've reached the last one. James Bond, Secret Agent 007, Octopussy. The Last Great Adventures of James Bond 007, Ian Fleming. So I finished it. And this one was pretty interesting. I read through it pretty fast. I didn't realize how fast it was going to read. But here's the contents of it. So number 1, Octopussy. Number 2, The Living Daylights. Number 3, The Property of a Lady. Okay. So, first, Octopussy. And I really love, on all three of them, I love how the movies incorporated these short stories. They did a great job. I must admit, I thought they did a great job. So, one movie will house two of these. The movie Octopussy will have Octopussy and The Property of a Lady. And in fact, there's a part in Octopussy where they talk about that, the property of a lady.
The next lot is number 48. A superb green gold imperial Easter egg by Carl Fabergé. Enameled in translucent green, enclosed by gold laurel leaf trellis, set with blue sapphires and 4-petaled gold flowers with diamonds. Property of a lady.
Well, there are quite a few ladies here.
And the way that these stories go is it's a moment in life. It's like a brief moment of something going on, just a piece of a mission that Bond is going to be on. So with Octopussy itself, do you remember the part where Bond in the movie, where Bond is meeting Octopussy? She remembers who James Bond is, and she thanks him for the way that he dealt with her father.
Good evening. I wondered when you might arrive.
So you are the mysterious Octopussy.
And you are James Bond, 007 licensed to kill. You remember Major Dexter Smythe? You were sent out to arrest him, weren't you?
You seem to have done your homework.
You committed suicide rather than face the disgrace of a court-martial.
What's the connection?
He was my father. I'd hoped fate would bring us together one day.
To avenge him?
No, to thank you for giving him an honorable alternative.
She appreciated the way that Bond gave some dignity to her father and let him take I don't know, maybe a more honorable way out than being brought back on charges. And that's what this story is all about. This story, Octopussy, is about what Bond did, supposedly with the father of Octopussy. Now, the book doesn't have it written that way. They twisted it into that for the movie. But the situation between Bond and the other man, that's what the story is actually about. So you learn a little bit about the other man, his past, something bad he did. Bond is sent to bring him to justice. And but Bond kind of really actually gives the guy a little time to maybe take care of himself rather than being brought back to face consequences on charges. So that whole situation, it plays out. from the beginning where Bond meets him, and you learn the backstory, and when Bond leaves, and what the man's decision is, and how he meets his end. So that was a very interesting story. And then we'll go to Property of a Lady, because that's also incorporated in the movie of Octopussy. So Property of a Lady has to do with that whole auction of the Fabergé egg. And so that whole part of the movie with the auction, where they're looking for the other bidder, and who's bidding it up, and do they have to buy, and that is all played out in Octopussy, and that's what that story is all about. That story is actually pretty much Bond going to the auction, being trained on who he needs to be looking for and why. So that was pretty interesting, and again, just a piece, a moment of Bond on a mission. So those two parts, they're captured in the movie Octopussy. Well, then you get to the Living Daylights, and that is essentially the opening to, well, not the pre-credit opening to Living Daylights, but once the movie Living Daylights starts and Bond goes to, he's going to be a sniper protecting someone who's trying to escape from another sniper, and it turns out to be the girl with the cello. And that all is what the Living Daylights is about. Couple of really interesting references. Bond, when he's just like, forget my orders, I don't care, he'd be doing me a favor if he fires me. Some of that is how Bond reacts to, oh yeah, and then the character's name is Sender, the Sender, Captain Sender. So I think in the movie it was Saunders. I think it sounded like it was Saunders. Um, but yeah, Captain Sender, that's who's with Bond on the mission in the book. And um, so the way that Bond talks with him is pretty similar to how he does in the movie.
I have no intention of leaving it at that, 007. I'm reporting to M that you deliberately missed. Your orders were to kill that sniper.
Stuff my orders. I only kill professionals. I've goaded no one end of a rifle from the other. Go ahead, tell him what you want. If he fires me, I'll thank him for it.
Because Sender in the book was kind of giving him, I don't know, kind of being just like a little annoying to Bond. And at one point, he's like, listen, do you think I like doing this? Do you think I like having this license and having to carry these things out? And he's like, don't think I do this for fun. Just leave me alone and let me do this. Because it was a high tense situation, and this guy was just bugging Bond, and Bond was just like, I'm not here for fun. This is a job I have to do, and it's stressing me out, and now you're making it worse. So a lot of that actually from the book, their sentiments were captured in the movie. But then also that line, whoever she was must have scared the living daylights out of her.
Whoever she was must have scared the living daylights out of her.
It's not word for word, but he does mention, just like, she probably won't be doing that again because I scared the living daylights out of her. So that was really neat. They captured some of the lines. They really got the feel of what was going on, captured in the beginning of the movie of the Living Daylights. That whole opening, not the pre-credit again, just after the pre-credits and the theme song, and then we get into the story and the girl with the cello. And and that reaction where Bond sees her and he's just like, wow, this is unexpected. And he shoots the gun out of her hand and instead of her. So that's in the story. And that was kind of the story, where Bond, that little piece of that mission to snipe the sniper, that's kind of what Bond did in the book, and then that was the end of that story. So that's it. That's my review for Octopussy, the 3 short stories, and I must say again, I thought they were incorporated very well, very slyly into the movies, and those situations put in there so that just these little pieces, these little short stories, were captured as part of a broader story and made it fit into a bigger mission. So that was great. That was great. And I'm so sad. That's the end of my Ian Fleming book reviews. Actually, I have a few more because I read some of the first books. I read them and I didn't do a review for them because I didn't know how these reviews would do. But so I might catch up on some of those reviews later on. But anyway, I appreciate you checking out these videos, and I hope you like this review. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you're liking my shorts, if you're liking any of the content, please do me a favor. At least just hit the like button. I appreciate that. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.